So when you started with this album, number one album, of course, everything you come to expect, was there a mood board? I'm so intrigued with the look and the delivery and the whole thing, because you've got such swagger and a very clear idea of how your stage presence is and the whole look of it. How did you approach it?
I think as far as the stage side of it, I think that's kind of evolved as time's gone on, and is continuing to do so.
So the first gigs that you did this time round with this album, what were they like?
I think it took a minute to find out where,
we've both been off the road
work.
for a bit anyway. It'd been like a year and a half, a couple of years. So even when you have a break, even if you have a couple of months or a month, to get back in that thing it always takes a bit of, doesn't it? Fine tuning or whatever. And I think then to add on that, we're doing it together, and that's a new thing as well. So they were still amazing.
Of course they were amazing, yeah.
But it was just, just like settling in, I guess,
Just finding your groove. Because you work so well together as a team. You can just see, I've been watching you as you were doing the sound check. And there's just such a friendship between the two of you that's very apparent. And so is it easy on stage together?
Yeah, I think, I think we have perhaps strengths in different areas.
Yeah.
Maybe,
I wonder what the
I mean?
benefit is of instead of being the solo frontman having to carry everything, and then the two of you are there. How is that for you?
It's great to let the other one to step back and just be the guitarist on a couple, and then you can
get a stool out.
And then explode on when you need to explode. You know what I mean? In my case,
I think Miles is the more explosive half of the operation.
And what does that make you?
You swoon very well. He does.
He does what?
He swoons very well and croons very well.
Swaggers and croons, yeah. Those are those things that you do.
Yeah.
So I'm disappointed now. There wasn't a mood board. You didn't have some kind of, I'm going to wear this kind of thing. What are you going to wear? Was it lots of text conversations about how do we want to be presented? What's the image going to be?
Well, I think that, that was an important part of it last time when we did it. I think that was the first. I think I'd learned to tie a tie for the Shadow Puppets the first time round. Like before that, I hadn't reached that. That hadn't been necessary. So based on that, there was a consideration of how we were going to present ourselves possibly this time. But yeah, certainly not a.
No discussions.
The meeting didn't last very long. It's not it wasn't. It kind of came pretty naturally, I think, Miles, didn't it? Mm-hmm. The one thing we did have and have had for a long time was the record cover, like that photograph of Tina Turner that's on the front is a picture I've had for a while, and it was always, if ever we had to do a second Puppets record, it feels like I want it to sound like that picture looks.
That set the tone for the whole thing.
Yeah.
I've been very enamoured with your clothes. There was the kimono jacket that I tried to track down. I actually made efforts to try and find out where you got this kimono jacket for. I can't remember what you wore it for now. There was some
the one that's like got the beach on it.
It was very colourful. I think it was turquoise. And I saw you wearing it on television. I was like, I'm having that. I really want that jacket.
Didn't you?
Yeah. A flight cancellation back from Japan is what led to that. Jo.
Oh, very jealous.
And an extra
I was so
morning.
disappointed. It wasn't Zara.
I'll lend it, yeah.
Will you?
Yeah.
That's what this whole conversation's about, really.
It's reversible, actually.
Oh my God, I can wear it twice. How have you enjoyed the festivals that you've done? What was Glastonbury like?
All the good ones are reversible. How was Glastonbury?
Yes.
It was absolutely terrific.
Yeah.
Miles, describe what it was like walking out there in that performance.
Yeah, that's the biggest crowd that I've ever played to.
Did your knees knock?
And it was a weird one, that one. The nerves built, I think, because there's so much, everyone keeps talking about it, and I was quite nervy before that one. And I had this part on the saxophone to play on the David Bowie cover that we did.
Moon Age Daydream.
Yeah, after when I was in school, I played saxophone a bit for my GCSEs. And then
saxophone's your first language.
It is.
Isn't it?
One night we talked about doing a Bowie tune, and then Al joked saying, "Oh yeah, the sax bit," and then I was like, "Yeah, I'll do it." And then I hadn't played it for 15 years, so I had to train my mouth to not get numb, but I just about did it.
Yeah, I mean, I think you became
the girl from Ipanema.
You became fluent again in what is your first language.
Yeah. So
That must have been such
With
a
a
relief
little
when it
help.
was
I was
over.
more nervous, and it was knowing I had this 10-second 3-note sax part. Yeah.
With a little help from
I couldn't have done it though without help from Alex's dad, Dave.
What
who's a
happened?
sax man himself. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's-
so a
you
couple
know.
of weeks before that, when we decided we were going to do it, Dave came to one of our gigs, and me and him sat down. He wrote the parts, and so I couldn't have done it without him, really. So big shout out to Dave.
He will love that.